Alright, turn 1 Zergo, turn 2 Battle Brawler, turn 3 Alicia. Oh, we're not on the play. So, I mean, that's suboptimal. Well, alright, we've got all our colors. Remember, we don't have double of any color, so this Evolving Wilds can just get a Plains and be happy about it. But not a particularly hot start here. I mean, we can probably dash the Brawler on 2. That's pretty good. And then play the Behemoth on 3. Might be better to play Alicia on 3. Depends on what our opponent does here. Nothing? Alright. Yeah, I mean, we have no other plays, so we might as well dash this. Really would have loved to see a heel cutter. And our opponent's in red, so they may be the one of the players that picked it up. If there were any in any of the packs, I mean. So let's see, on turn 3 we'll play Behemoth. Turn 4 we can attack with the Behemoth and dash the Screamreach Brawler. Bash for 7, that doesn't seem terrible. Especially if they just play a Morph here. 2-3 makes that a little worse. But I'm not too worried about Hooded Assassin. So this makes me want to play Alicia. Since 3-2 first strike just, you know, eats the Hooded Assassin. Failing that, we could... Our plan of Behemoth, and then turn 4 smash for 7. If the Hooded Assassin swings and they have no follow-up. Yeah, I think Alicia is probably better. Because it's weak to Twin Bolt. Or Wild Slash, for that matter. Or Deathwind. Alright. Well, we're going to be having a hard time beating that, for sure. Off the dome, I don't think we have any way to actually kill it if it doesn't, you know, attack us. Or if it doesn't block one of our dudes. Yeah, our best bet is to swing with something and coat it with venom and hope that it works. Actually, with Alicia, I would be... Let's see if that'll work. Because she already has first strike. Yeah, the opponent, pretty smart. So if we're expecting maybe like a tail slash, then we would like to hold up coat with venom. So I will do that. But I like the Behemoth too. So then next turn we'll be able to do all kinds of stuff. We can attack with the Behemoth, dash the Screamreach Brawler, and hold up coat with Venom. Seems good. Deathwind. An ultimate price. Ultimate price, Priest of Shadows, Deathwind. Or always, we can deal with Thunderbreak Regent. We just need to draw them. We would take the 3. Hopefully we'll draw those cards at a time when taking the 3 won't just kill us. Aha! Tail Slash on the Hooded Assassin. Well, I'm not as interested in that. If it was the Thunderbreak Regent, I would certainly have fired off the coat with Venom. Alright, looks like we have a very similar decks, and Thunderbreak Regent might just kill us. That's 4, 6, 8 coming in. Not great. Oh, and yeah, I was thinking about Tail Slash, thinking that it was a fight card, but it's more one-sided than that. Alright. I want to say Humble Defector is one of our better plays here. We really need to dig to some actual removal, and Defector might be our only way to do it. We're on a 3-turn clock with the Regent, and our opponent, if they keep doing this tap out attack plan, is also on a 3-turn clock. But they will win that race for sure. So let's play the Defector. And we're kind of short on red mana. We do have 10 mountains in the deck, and yet here we are. I guess we'll just have to hold back the Behemoth and block the Hooded Assassin, or the dashed Brawler. Dragon Fodder, you got it. Reach of Shadows. Well, we are pretty close to being just dead to the Thunderbreak Regent trigger, but not exactly there. So, well, actually, yeah. Don't love being at 5, but that needs to come off the table. And we have to activate this during our turn only. Woof. So if we do that, I think we're just dead. Because they'd have a 2/3, 2 1/1s, and a 2/1 we couldn't block. Yeah. So we can't activate. We'll probably just have to trade it for a Goblin token. Ouch. Yeah, we're gonna have to chump with the Defector here. Puts us to 1. Dead to any number of things at this point. Sprinting Warbrute isn't going to do it. So if we play this for 3, we can't win here. We can't play enough creatures, and all of them are lethal. So, concession it is. So, Thunderbreak Regent. What do we have that can rumble with that? Nothing. Kind of like Scream Reach Brawler here. Sabretooth Outrider seems not great against a bunch of 2-power creatures that are very aggressive. I do like Sprinting Warbrute though. Let's try 14 creatures. I'd really like to put a creature in. I guess Champion of Arishin might work. It's a lifelinker. Undoes one of the Thunderbreak triggers. But I don't know. I'm a little worried about putting a creature in on our splash color. Dragonlord Dromica would be great, but I really don't think we can support it. Mardu Runemark, First Strike. +2/+2 and First Strike would make our dudes outclass most of their dudes. So would Fierce Invocation. Sure, let's try Fierce Invocation. With between Reach of Shadows, Deathwind, and Ultimate Price, I think we've got a decent amount of removal. We just need to draw it, as usual. And being on the play, I think, is going to be pretty good here. Well, we don't have any red mana, but we do have Mastery of the Unseen and Ultimate Price in hand, and millions of mountains in the deck, so I like it. Again, not a very aggressive hand. That helps. I just got to get to that 4th land to activate it. Actually, this deck seems like not a deck that's well set up to take advantage of Mastery of the Unseen. So I think the plan is to spend our mana generally on like dash creatures or paying for behemoth usage, but you know, sometimes Mastery is just good enough to you don't need to be perfectly set up to take advantage of it. Heel Cutter. Well, that's not bad. Is Heel Cutter going to make our life completely hellish if we don't kill it now? Probably not. Alright, now if they just play the Heel Cutter again, we can just activate Mastery. So we could have played Defector and held up Ultimate Price. Vulturous Aven. Sure. Now this is interesting. We could kill the creature in response, but so they couldn't sack it, but you know, I'm not really interested. If they want to sack it and draw 2 cards, yeah, I didn't think so. That's fine, and if they just wanted 2/3, which is what they ended up doing, that's fine too. So we're on 5 lands, which means we can hardcast Sprinting Warbrute, which I like pretty well. Or we can just sit back on Mastery of the Unseen and hope that gets there for us forever. Which, sometimes it just does. Or we can play Humble Defector and hold up Ultimate Price. Yeah, I kind of like Warbrute. We'll just hardcast it. No reason to get too hasty. We know they have a a Heel Cutter in hand. So now we have 2 creatures. Unless they remove... I don't think they'd be able to remove one and dash out the Heel Cutter. So I'm just going to leave 2 blockers. I'd happily trade this Manifest. As I assume they would have the Heel Cutter target the Sprinting Warbrute. Just swinging for 2. I can handle that. Dragon Fodder's not the best thing for us. But Battle Brawler is pretty nice. It means we'd have to go off the Ultimate Price plan. But we could play Battle Brawler and Humble Defector on the same turn. Or we could play... No. Unfortunately, we could play Humble Defector and hold up Ultimate Price, so we couldn't play Battle Brawler and do the same. We're looking at a Twin Bolt here. I would probably Warflare if they went for the Twin Bolt. To be honest. Yeah. Not the best use, but I think Warbrute is... This is one of the very few ways Warbrute will be able to block. And now we can... I think this is a straight 2-for-1, right? So we ate their Dragon Fodder and their Twin Bolt for the cost of Warflare, so... Wondering if that Heel Cutter will ever come back out. No good reason to exploit there, yeah. So if we dash the Brawler, we can... The Scream Rage Brawler, we can get in for a bunch and then play Battle Brawler to block the Minister, or hold up Ultimate Price. Our opponent's kind of stuck on lands. Let's see if we can press our advantage a little bit and get in for some damage. We're gonna probably lose this Manifest, but we'll get in for 7. That's not bad. Yeah. See, we could represent... I don't know. I'm always trying to think about what the best thing to represent if you're trying to tap all but one land. And with just white, I can't think of any spells for single white that matter in this set. For single red, it would be Wild Slash probably would have been a better one to represent, huh? Putting it really into the Voltro save and beatdown plan. Alright, so now we've got much better options now that we have double black. We can... I would kind of like to hold up this activation. So we're on 6 lands, which means we could play... You can actually hold up both Mastery and Ultimate Price at the same time. The opponent probably has some sort of removal, since they just passed with all the mana up and swung in, and facing down a very nearly lethal attack. If we dash the Brawler, we also hold up a Mastery activation, so let's try that. Opponent has no amazing blocks. Minister of Pain on the Brawler is fine, yeah. Okay. Ah. Ugh. I clicked right through it. Amazing. Hope that doesn't lose the game. But I'm finally drawing lands. I'm assuming that's 4 spells in hand, since they did not play lands for several turns there in the middle. Goblin, Heel Cutter. Alright. Well, I'll happily trade off a Manifest for the Heel Cutter. Wait for the target. Yep. You bet. Do kind of need to either gain some life or apply some more pressure, because 9 is not a lot of life to be at. Alright, we can go right on the same plan again. We're still at 6 lands. I really like being able to hold on to Ultimate Price here. So yeah, let's dash this. And maybe we'll flip Mastery, or activate Mastery again. Again, no amazing blocks here. Could double block the Battle Brawler, in which case I would probably Ultimate Price the Minister. No, that makes more sense. I will Ultimate Price the Aven eventually, but that Thunderbreak region is just so good. Actually, this is a great time to do it. That's aggressive. Although, I guess I kind of like it. There's no way I can... Alright, and they have another play. There's no way I could have done 6, at least on these cards. Now I still can't. I can get in 5, but I think I'd rather just play the aspirant and hold up an activation of Mastery of the Unseen. Next turn I should be able to double dash the Scream Reach Brawler if I'm not dead. And that might be enough. Stormwing Dragon. Okay. Yeah, that would have been a good one to ultimate price too. Ah, man, gave me some life. So I can pay 4 and then just red. Oh yeah, this should do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and I can dash it for 2 in a red. Yeah. And then dash both Scream Reach Brawlers, and that should be enough. Opponent tapped out 1 card, yeah. Got, yeah, they would, blocking the highest creature or the highest power creatures would be these 2, Battle Brawler and Warbringer, and then there's 2, 4, 6, 8 left to go through. Good thing I manifested. Yeah, because if I hadn't manifested Coat with Venom, I would have drawn it instead. And then I would have been dead, yeah. So they have multiple dragons. Unfortunately, we don't have any more answers to them than we did before. Yeah, we gotta rely on Reach of Shadows and Ultimate Price. And Deathwind. Let's see. Call Seasmith Behemoth. Is it good here? I'm not in love with it, to be honest. Lose Call might be decent. And steal a dragon. If we steal Thunderbreak Region, we will actually take 3 though, right? Yeah, because it targets. Is that good enough? Their creatures are... Well, it might be a good finisher. That'll put us to... And I don't like going that low on creatures, though. I think Sabertooth Outrider is better. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. Butcher's Glee is a card that would go great in this deck, and I know I passed one, and woof! Cannot keep this. This is decent. This is interesting that Battle Brawler should have... If we keep dashing the Brawler, the Scream Reach Brawler, we should have... +1/+0 and first strike during combat. But not outside of combat. Or not on our opponent's turn. that was another one I was kind of regretted passing. So would I block the scout if he dashes it in again and attacks? Uncertain. I think I can take one more hit, and then I'll put Brawler into play, then I'd be able to, you know, get some good value out of the Brawler. Out of the Battle Brawler. Having 2 Brawlers in your deck is not recommended. Huh. Well. Oh, he dashed it in? Well, I can't block that. Looks like we were probably fighting for a lot of the same cards. I don't know where the Pie Whisperer is at in relation to us, but I would have been happy with 2 Warbringers for sure. We might have to kind of sit back here, to be honest. We're getting a little low, and we do have some big plays coming up with the Tarka Pummeler and Sabertooth Outrider if we can, you know, get them. If we can get the lands. Fierce Invocation kind of stonewalls a lot of their plays too. Or I should say makes a good blocker. Could really use some more lands. Let's see, if we get the Outrider online though, it will gain first strike if our opponent doesn't remove any of our creatures. Because we'll have Formidable live. 3 + 2 + 2 is 7 itself, and then Sabertooth is 4. Ambuscade Shaman, yeah. Sure. That's kind of a must kill, and unfortunately we can't. I guess we could draw Ultimate Price and get it, but man. Will I double block a Mardu Scout? Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's still just a 1-for-1. The Mardu Scout doesn't have enough power to kill both Brawlers here. Zergo Bellstriker. Well, I don't have any other place, so what happens if I dash Zergo in? I would swing with a Brawler and Zergo, might trade. Yeah, that doesn't seem great. Because I know there's a Warbringer in the hand that I'd really like to be able to block. That's never going to happen with Zergo. So maybe I just dash Zergo in and let him trade. So it's never going to block, and we don't have any other plays to make, so. This rate, we might get our opponent on the clock. Yeah, I don't know how many Dashers, Dancers, Prancers, or Vixens are in the hand, but we know one of these is Warbringer, which can become a 5/5 when it enters the field. Then that will reduce the costs for all the other Dashers that may be in the hand. And that's not great. Woof. Yeah, we cannot do anything here. Guess I can play Zergo and block if he swings with this Shaman. Or no, actually that doesn't do anything. Power 2 or greater, not greater than 2. This could be a big turn. Okay, well our opponent seems like they're maybe bricking a little bit on playables, so I'm just gonna run out the Outrider and try to stall the board until I can play and then later activate a Tarka Pummeler. Yeah, Zergo's doing stone nothing in here. This is why I was a little worried about the card. So our opponent can't have more than one Dasher in the hand, since they didn't dash last turn and they had plenty of mana to do so. Okay, that's can set up some better blocks. Oh, they didn't exploit. Alright, well, that's pretty good. I like playing the Pummeler. That's going to make it really hard for our opponent to get through, and then next turn we can activate it or play Mastery of the Unseen, or we could just play Fierce Invocation, but actually Pummeler seems much better. We did see, I guess we saw one Reach of Shadows from our opponent. And the Outrider does have First Strike, will get First Strike and Trample. Nah, I think we need to save it for next turn. Okay, we're slowly clawing out of this one. I'm much happier now that we have 5. Turns on these 2 plays and this play. A Trample would be great. So are we dead on the crackback here? 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not quite. Although if they return the Mardu Scout, yes, we are. So are they forced to block? That's 4, 8, 10, 12, 15. They are exactly forced to block. But I think I like just kind of building out the board a little more. Because this will be pretty huge. Ah, we hit Warflare. That would be a card that could really put it over the top. But that's fine. Okay. Well, that's decent. Let's see, 4-2. They can just take it. Now I definitely need to hold back and block here. Let's see, so we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite enough to play Mastery and hold up Reach, but Stormcrag Elemental can come down. It is enough to play Mastery of the Unseen and morph Stormcrag Elemental. Yeah, represent Wild Slash here. And then 6/6 Trample is going to have a very tough time being dealt with by our opponent. We are giving them a lot of draw steps to hit their sweet Bomb Rare Dragon. See if they choose to exploit anything. Apparently not. Ooh, Deathwind is a good draw too. Let's see if we can... This costs 6 to flip. Yeah, let's just swing with that and see... Well, let's swing with these two guys and see what happens. And the 4/4 is going to demand some attention as well. So that's 4, 8, 10 as far as our opponent knows, but if that doesn't get blocked, it will end the game. I have a feeling some of these are going to get blocked. Yeah. So that's 4, and that'll be 6. So yeah, now I think we're priced into flipping this. 6, 3 tramples over. Oh, well, wow. I completely forgot about that. Of course, that also triggers even whenever you flip a morph, not just something that was put onto the field with Mastery of the Unseen. So let's see. We've got... Ooh. Alright, that's going to make winning the game this turn harder, but especially with the land, not impossible. So if we have Deathwind and Reach of Shadows, we can... Deathwind and, 7 lands. So we can reach something and give something -1/-1. But, we might just have it here. We've got 2 big tramplers. And, we don't have to win this turn. We're not short on time. That's 10 trample damage. They're going to have to put at least 4 power in front of all of those. And that's just game. Unless, yeah. Alright, we finally got there. Round 1, and even so. That was our opponent taking their time, so I figured we'd be the last remaining, give them the GGs here. Figured we'd be the last remaining match, but apparently that's not the